welcome back, everybody. New Mutator here, and I'm joined by Paris of Team Sin, right? Or what is it? The Syndicate
Yeah,
of
I think
the.
someone had that name before.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. It does kind of seem a little bit familiar. We actually this is game one of the. Is it QR1? Is it qualifying rounds? How's it working
No, it's
out?
like it's the second match of the top bracket.
Wait, what? Top
Yeah,
bracket?
yeah.
What's the low? What's the bottom bracket?
Well, there's three different brackets, and once you get to the most bottom bracket, you've lost two matches, and you're facing elimination because it's a triple elimination style tournament.
Triple elimination style tournament. All right, so this is the tournament, of course, being the Winter Series for 2016. How many Winter Series has there been? It,
I think there's been at least five.
at least five, and it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like the other major tournament for Myth. Other than the Myth World Cup, it's kind of in the off season, and people can come in and play and go for the off season tournament win coming into the Myth World Cup.
Yeah.
So for this one, we have the Syndicate, which is going to be in the top, captained by Rat King, and in the bottom, we have captained by Switch, the Dapper Dan Men, which is kind of a funny name, but apparently I'm on that team.
Well, you should remember, man.
Yeah, well, Switch extended an invitation to me, and I was like, all right, let's do it. And so I was kind of impressed. He had a lot of people on that team. So yeah, this is game one of this match. Is it the first or second match? You said it was the second match?
Yeah, the other match was scheduled to go on before this, but it was rescheduled to a later time and date. But
Got it.
this is still the one we're watching right now is the second match.
Got it. It looks like you have three players on your team that are sitting out. So it's
Yeah,
five.
they're all observing. They're not actually on our team. I think Slate and Eastwind might end up subbing later in the match, but for
But
this
not this
first
game.
game, you guys didn't allow subs. It was probably the only one where we needed subs too, because
Yeah,
there's
king of
so
the
many
map.
different flags, man.
King of the map. We both kind of go for similar strategies, both teams, with very few archers. Mostly melee, although it looks like you guys went for a lot of thrall. We didn't go for nearly as many. Although we didn't have as many dwarves either as you guys did. So I guess we just had more goals, or I'm not really
Where's the
sure.
trade-off? Where is the trade-off?
I'm not really
You
sure.
guys got an extra journeyman.
Yeah, true. So we might have more pus, more goals. I'm thinking King of the Map is going to be kind of ridiculous. We do outnumber them, so I think this is probably one of the. This game coming into it, I'm pretty sure Switch was pretty confident we would come out on top. Maybe it was a numbers advantage, but I think he also had a strategy down that he was confident in. But
Yeah.
after this game, it got a little bit. I don't think he was as confident coming out of this game.
They were more BC rounded maps. I'm kind of glad you guys didn't allow subs on this map because it really gave you guys a fair, one of the best chances to beat us on this map. Because if you guys had allowed for substitutes, we would have been able to compensate for your other three players and all the different flags on the map. But you guys made the executive order, and it totally works out in you guys' favor.
Well,
Like I see you
apparently,
guys, you're moving towards like three, four, five, six different flags being
oh
contested right
yeah,
now.
oh yeah, we just fanned out. Everybody just like went out in different directions. So we were able to fight on multiple fronts compared to you guys.
I mean, we still fought on multiple fronts, but it's not, I don't know. At least me, I had units in multiple spots, like constantly, and I would just lose unit
Right.
after unit
Right.
that I wasn't able to pay full attention to. You know,
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
player advantage.
Yeah. Right. That's sort of what I mean. Is like you can only have one camera facing one direction. You can't see what's coming up behind you, and I think we exploited that pretty well. It looks like a dwarf got taken out by the Dapper Dan men south of the mid flag.
Yeah, that was my dwarf. Vion did a nice job pussing it. I thought
Oh,
I was
some
going
more
to be able to
pus going
counter it.
down on by Vihan on your warriors. Looks like those warriors are gone. And already there's a percentage lead for the Dapper Dan men. Yeah, I guess for this match there was kind of a substitute issue where I guess the Syndicate wanted to use subs, and then the Dapper Dan men were like, "Oh, that's not fair," blah blah blah. Or some of them anyway, not everybody, but
I wouldn't have minded if Switch said no subs for the whole match. I mean, it would have put more pressure on us to perform well. And what ends up happening later is some of the substitutes get pretty important roles on our
right.
team. And I know a lot of people would be like, "Well, that's definitely not fair." But how can you further regulate that, really?
Well, yeah, I mean it's in the end it has to be a consensual thing, right? You either agree to it or you don't, and we didn't specifically disagree to it, so it just that's the way it ended up rolling. Um, and I personally I didn't really care. I sort of felt um, like perhaps it would have been better without the subs, but at the same time you don't want to deny people the chance to play.
Yeah, this late in the game, and with such a casual environment for a tournament, yeah, people can get competitive and start taking it seriously. But nowadays things are pretty laid back. You don't want to just be like, oh well, even though you showed up and you're interested in watching us play and you have an opportunity to play. No, you can't.
There's definitely two approach. There's the approach where you want to win, and then there's the approach where you want to play the more interesting game, the more competitive or the more challenging game.
Yeah, there's definitely a trade-off because both of the matches involved substitutes, and both of the teams who used substitutes were able to advance without getting their first elimination.
Which is going to make it harder for the other teams. So we'll see if they're as lenient later on in the tournament if it comes to that.
Which I don't think they will be. If you want to keep playing with your team, you're definitely gonna be like, nah, no subs, man.
Well,
Let's play.
let's go ahead and introduce the player. I totally skipped this, but these are the players, at least here in the first game. Rat King, of course, captaining Rar, Wank, Argos, Paris, and then LSO and Eastwind are going to be sitting this one out, observing. I'm guessing they sub later. I'm not sure if LSO is going to sub or not, but for the Dapper Dan men, Switch is the captain. Vihan, Flatline, Jahral, how do you pronounce that? I don't know. Two Smoking Guns, myself, Viper Power, and Alfie are going to be rounding out that squad there. And so far, I mean, you guys are up in time by kind of a lot. There's about 4 minutes remaining, although we have an advantage in terms of units remaining. We have about a 10-point spread here. Trying to get some time. Jahral trying to contest the middle flag. Few flags being contested, actually. Although Flatline's going to be cleaning up, it looks like Rat King's defense. And after that, that's gonna open up the lead a little bit more. There's gonna be another engagement here. Viper Power and Argos. It looks like Viper Power is going to be cleaning that up. So after those two engagements, it looks like it's in the favor of the Dapper Dan men to spread out and tag the flags. And as a matter of fact, there's more flags in possession of the Dapper Dan men at this point, 15 to 10. So although there's 3 minutes left, and there's about a 12-minute spread in terms of king of the map, that spread can go down very fast in the remaining time.
As we will see. Oh man. Yeah, I think I don't know. Once I started getting bombed early on, I was just like, all right, I need to play for flags because how are we gonna BC them here? And you guys were just everywhere on the map, constantly taking advantage of our disadvantages.
Well, the disadvantages are basically having fewer players, fewer eyes in the sky, as it were. That's the main one I can think of. I don't know if you can think of any other way in which you were handicapped this game.
I mean, I guess I've seen some battles where it's like 2 or 3 players against one, but it's really not that much of a handicap. You can make up for it. It's pretty tough because this is more game type oriented in King of the Map than it is BC oriented.
Right, and I think that might have something to do with why Switch had he was a little bit more confident coming in. I'm not sure exactly. I would be interested to know why, because he kind of felt like the first game was in the bag, from what I remember from the pre-game chat. He was like, "Don't worry about this one. It's the next one I'm worried about." So game 2 was the one he was a little bit less sure of.
Yeah, and it's cool to see him stepping up to be a captain and leading a team, being able to put together a band of rabble forces, so to speak.
Oh yeah. I don't doubt his enthusiasm for a minute, but it looks like we're totally in the lead at this point. 21 flags to 7, 110 minutes, 111, and climbing.
35% lead. Yeah, it's in the bag for you guys.
Yeah, there isn't really any way you guys can bounce back at this point.
Nah, as soon as we lost the lead in time with less units, it's already over at that point. The only way we would have been able to keep it going is if we were able to keep the tags going and you guys just suddenly stopped following us,
I was hoping we could flag you guys, but
all
I'm not
25.
sure. Yeah, all 25 flags. I'm not sure if we did it though. I don't think we did. We could have.
There's some lone thrall getting closed in on. No, I think we're gonna have at least one remaining.
Yeah, there's one flag where there's nothing around it. 5 seconds left. Looks like you're gonna have a couple flags. Yep. You guys were on 3 when the timer expired. So yeah, that was I would chalk that one up to just having more players able to coordinate with fewer units more effectively, fewer units each player,
Not only that, but I think a lot of our guys expected this match to be pretty easy, in terms of scaling your opponents, but it was like, I don't know, it was like a weird moment of like encouragement getting beaten right here and just being like, wow, you do have to still put in all that extra effort if you want to come out on top. I mean, you guys you outnumbered us, you showed up in full force, there's only 5 of us there. We get beat up by 8, like.
Well, Vihan actually performed very well. He had 16 kills, 3 losses, 34 damage. That was the most on our team and probably in the game.
Yeah. Flatline did pretty well too.
Yeah, Flatline came up. He had 33 damage, just 1 shy. But going with what you said, I think there's a temptation to forget that everyone that's playing this game has been playing it for a long time and is basically capable at understanding at least the mechanics of the game. They might not be the fastest clickers or reacting super fast, but everyone that's still playing, at least in a tournament setting, basically understands how to play and can play pretty better than your average rando, right? So
yeah.
I feel like there's a temptation to just overlook that fact, and just have in your mind, oh, this is a one ball player or whatever, and then but you open up the possibility of getting schooled, underestimating the opposition.
Definitely. Definitely, man. That's exactly what happened here as your Dapper Dan squad takes the lead, you know? Um,
Yeah, that
I don't know. It was good stuff, man.
definitely.
Like,
I
yo,
think
just look at that roster you have. You got Jaro and Alphi and two smoking guns, and it's like, damn, bro. How did they pull it off?
well, to be fair, I mean, we also have Flatline who, although he doesn't play very much these days, he's a hardened veteran at this game. Um, and I've been playing for a while, even though I took quite a number of years off from playing. You never. It's like riding a bike. You never really forget how to play. You might
Yeah.
you might need to refamiliarize yourself with the controls and stuff, but once you do that, it's not like you have to relearn the game. It's pretty easy to hop back in.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fun.
so yeah, that's gonna be it for game one. Looks like Rat King saw the most action on his team. 14 kills, 31 losses, 28 damage for him. And yeah, let's see how you did, Paris. 3 kills, 12 losses. Not not the best.
Yeah, not too good, man.
All right, well, with that, let's wrap this up, and we'll see you in game two coming up.
Game over.